personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bulletcast, the only sports recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. I am your reigning, defending, undisputed Bulletcast champion, and ladies and gentlemen, diamonds are forever, and so is the Podfather. I got a guest on the pod today. It's not Brandon. It's not Mitchell. Not Carlos.
Somebody that people don't know.
Somebody that people don't know.
We're gonna introduce him though.
All right,
maybe
go.
I got to, man.
Let's go.
Shit. My name is Chris, King of the Hill, aka CDP, the ravishing one, the only one that don't pay. CDP, don't play all day, and I'm joined by my valet, the terrible one, the Miss Little Haley girl. Give it to him, baby. She's a 10-month-old baby. She's pooped 3 times a day in her diapers already, and she is ready to talk about these booking decisions. Podfather?
All right, let's get it.
Gosh, thank you for having me, by the way.
No problem,
Thank you.
man.
I will promise that I will be a better part-timer than 35-second Brock Lesnar. I will at least give you 36 seconds.
All right, no problem. Guys, Haley will be main eventing one of Triple H's daughters. I will be wrestling one of Triple H's daughters at the main event of WrestleMania 50 for the undisputed WWE Women's World Heavyweight title. All right, moving on. Let's really just shoot the breeze, man. What's your background in wrestling? How'd you start watching?
Oh, man. So, little kid, just like everybody else, kind of started. Loved the product. That was late 90s, Attitude Era. Kind of fell out of it a little bit when I discovered females for the first time. And went to college at Cal State East Bay and got back into the product heavily when the network got started about 4 years ago.
Right.
So impressed with the network. Everything, all the nostalgia factors are there. It's the best value in anything streaming. Not to give them a glowing endorsement or anything like that, but it got me back into professional wrestling, so I thank them for that.
All right, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite wrestler? Come on.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Hey, I know.
Roman Reigns.
Of all time?
Maybe the cleaner Kenny Omega. I mean, those are just the 3 off the top of the head. All time American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Hard times, baby.
Hard times, my daddy.
Hard times, daddy.
They don't know about these hard times. All right, so favorite wrestling match of all time. Favorite match of all time.
Authors of Pain, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa,
DIY.
I mean, it's just the first thing that came to mind. It's the most fresh in my mind, and great match. I mean, I'm gonna go cliche and go Hogan, Andre. WrestleMania 3, love that match, and the
Savage Steamboat.
I mean, Savage Steamboat's always great, but I'm probably gonna say the Ric Flair retirement match, WrestleMania Michaels. That's probably one of the favorite ones of all time. I love you, man.
Yeah, well, Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania the next year with Undertaker, greatest wrestling match of all time. That's
apples and oranges.
I mean, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. That was the first wrestling high I ever got. A wrestling high, like. After you watched a match or an event, like you're exhausted because of the spectacle that you just watched. That was me for those two guys on that night in April of 2009. It was something special.
Hey man, I dig it. It was a great match.
All right. Well, I know you're a really big NXT guy. We just had NXT TakeOver Unstoppable on, watching the little Tyler Breeze versus Finn Balor.
To open the show, right?
To open the show, yeah.
Wow.
That was before we got on
tale of 2 stories, right? One falling, one dropping, one kind of realizing his potential,
staying there for a little bit. But let's really talk about NXT successes, their stories, and like who's next in line for some success in NXT. Let's talk about the guys who are at the top right now. You know, like your Kevin Owens, your Sami Zayn's, your Balor. I mean, he's there. He was there, but like he's in a stagnant position, you know. And then of course you got your big dog Roman Reigns. You know, you got the big dog.
The big dog spending moonlighting some time at Florida Championship Wrestling. Yeah,
I know. A little dabble in NXT. Then now he's a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion. So I mean, who do you think's the greatest NXT success?
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to talk NXT, so we're going to talk NXT proper. It's got to be Seth Rollins, your very first champion. I mean, get him off the board. The guy's incredible.
Oh my God.
Just when you think that he's lost something, he kicks in an extra gear.
That performance in that gauntlet match, unbelievable.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
Dude is by far arguably one of the best success stories to come out of there.
Yeah.
And really, I'm trying to think of like homegrown talents, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's think of people that weren't as successful.
Weren't like indie guys or
exactly
or whatever,
coming in,
yeah.
right? You're not your Prince DeWitts, your Shinsuke Nakamura's,
your Joes or your
Mhm.
Roots.
your Adam Cole's, all that kind of baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
So let's think of like dudes that were actually NXT guys that are maybe having some success on the main roster. Roman. I mean,
that's really all I can think of. That's back when he was wearing trunks.
yeah, not too many, right?
Yeah, you look hella weird.
They're few and far between. But I mean, I think you got like some of the Wyatts in there have had some success.
Bray.
But Braun Strowman.
My boy
particular,
LeBron Strowman is
LeBron Strowman.
amazing.
And Big E. I mean, you got some Xavier Woods, some of these New Day guys coming up there too. I think have been like, I mean, how can you say they're not success on the main roster? New gimmick aside, right?
Yeah.
So, those are some of the guys that had major successes, and I'm trying to look at some of the people that we have in the roster now. And I made an NXT top 10 in preparation for this, and I hope to impress you, and also not to embarrass myself for the Bullcast audience. But
it's fun. It's fun.
We'll give it a shot here. Andrade Cien Almas, number 1, and rising, right?
All right, hey, I dig it.
Continues to put in performance after performance that is incredible. Tranquilo. This guy, right, can do everything, right? He's quick in the ring. He's got great mat skills. He can talk on the mic. He's got his valet that's sexy as hell, Selena, right? I mean,
yeah.
we're doing everything here with Andrade Cien Almas. Plus, he's the comeback story of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Andrade, like he first debuted, I'm like, okay, this guy's interesting, and then he kind of just fell off. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna be like Tyler Breeze before Tyler hit the main roster, but then like Selena Vega comes in this picture, a little NXT career renaissance. Now he's the NXT champ. Andrade, congratulations to the dude. Massive pop at the Rumble, by the way.
Massive pop at the Rumble, yeah, for real. And in the flesh too. This match was incredible. I went to the NXT show that was at San Jose to the build up to NXT Takeover Brooklyn the week prior, and Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas threw down the house there. So just thinking about what this guy's potential is and where it could continue to go on the main roster, I'm really excited for Andrade Cien Almas, and I'm excited for him to continue his reign after WrestleMania.
Vince is always looking for a top Hispanic star.
Exactly.
Del Rio didn't really work out,
This guy's good, man. He really is good. He matches the eye test for sure. Number 2, I got Aleister Black.
Oh, that's the dude.
That's the dude, right? And rising.
I know his song is dope.
Without any doubt, this guy can have success on the main roster tomorrow, right? Yeah. With the same gimmick. Tommy End, of course. Tattoos, everything. Guy's got the attitude. Guy's got the strut. Guy just has those intangibles to be a huge star on the main roster. And that's not anything that is a unique take or anything like that. That's something that everybody knows, everybody sees, and that dude is ready for the big time.
He has it. As Vince likes to say.
and you really could put them interchangeable, right? 1 and 2, they're both great. By default, I have Ember Moon number 3 because she's a women's champion.
Hey man, when I first saw Ember Moon at the that show at San Jose State 2016, that Eclipse live it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen ever. Like, I enjoy Ember Moon. I thought the streak was gonna end in NXT with us. I thought they had 3 matches. I thought, all right, the third one, this is gonna be it. But Asuka, she beat her or whatever, and Ember, she got the championship. But Ember Moon, I love her. Great talent. She has real potential to really tear it up on the main roster.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Little undersized, but, that seems to be the way that the women's division kind of is, I feel like there's a bunch of shouties just running around everywhere. But she's great in the ring. She's incredible in the ring.
She is. She really is. All right, who was...
Valet getting a little upset, man. She doesn't like my list.
It's okay.
I mean, come on. This might be a little bit of a premature ranking for this guy, but number 4, the Velveteen Dream.
Dude, I love the Velveteen Dream.
I mean, do we say Patrick Clark here?
I don't know. I saw him live when the thing was starting out, and it was good then. Now he's taking this thing to a whole other level. I mean, with the match with the Aleister Black, like the storytelling, say my name.
Incredible.
That was
Give
awesome.
it up for the Rick Rude airbrushed pants.
The airbrush
Come
tight.
on.
Oh, I loved it.
Can we get a little bit more of that in this WWE? For
I know,
real?
and like he's only like 22. Like, what am I doing with my life? You know?
I mean, guy's incredible. He doesn't really. It's not really showing anything glaring weaknesses as far as working in the ring. The dude, if you saw his season of Tough Enough, guy loves WWE.
Oh yeah.
Guy loves the business, and this dude is a mark living out his dreams.
I know, he really was.
And I think just for that, as a fellow mark and a fellow fan of the product, that you have to be behind Patrick Clark. You have to be behind Velveteen Dream. He's doing something totally unique. I mean, Dalton Castle aside, right?
Oh yeah.
but I mean, he's doing something solely unique, and it's really good. Will it translate on the main roster? Maybe a toned down version of it, but Elias got over, so.
Oh, bro, don't get me started, bro. I walk with Elias. I walk with Elias, bro.
So anything's possible, right? Moving on, Adam. Number 5, Adam Cole, baby.
Wait, we gotta do it justice.
Adam Cole, baby.
Gotta do it justice.
Adam Cole, baby. I mean, I feel like he's kind of a little bit stagnant here in this role, but last week on NXT, he had a match versus Cesar Baroni. It was quick, but his promo was fun from Cole, and Adam Cole continues to be one of the top guys there, and I really want to see if he can push for this NXT Championship belt, and I would love to see what a program between Aleister Black, Andrade San Almas, and Adam Cole looks like at the top of the card.
I mean, Adam Cole, of course, we all know what he did previous to NXT, being in the Bullet Club, 3-time Ring of Honor champion, the only 3-time Ring of Honor champion, youngest Pro Wrestling Guerrilla champion. So Adam Cole, I mean, is he kind of a small guy? Yeah, but the dude, he can work, he can tell a story, and he can make you hate him.
Do you think that that's his only glaring weakness is his size, right?
I mean, because like the Undisputed Era, they're like small guys.
Right.
If they have like I think Donovan Dijak, he signed with the NXT. Get him, or maybe like an EC3, or I don't know. Get like a Evolution type deal going on. Get a heavy.
Just beef it up,
Yeah,
right?
Get the muscle. You know,
just give Adam Cole a little bit more beef, and then I think we'll be fine. And then leading into Undisputed Era, number 6, right? They got to be the tag team champs,
Red Dragon.
But I feel like they're falling kind of a little bit. And there's other tag teams that are really ascending in this division, and I really don't see Undisputed Era as like standing there after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Bobby Fish, one of the best Ring of Honor TV champions, Kyle O'Reilly. He and Adam Cole, they did a little battle for the Ring of Honor World Title. I think especially at Wrestle Kingdom, where the famous 6-star match happened between Omega and Okada, but that's a topic for a different time or a later time on the pod. You never know. But Undisputed Era, these guys, I think they are falling. I mean, AOP, they have to go up to the main roster. You got Heavy Machinery in there now. You got War Machine. You know, you got a lot of tag teams.
A lot of big tag teams. A lot of big dudes where Bobby Fish and Bobby O'Reilly really don't. Kyle O'Reilly really don't fit into that, right? They don't fit into that mold.
Yeah.
So, but I mean but they can work. They're obviously talented. They're great. I don't know if they're going to be that over on the main roster. I see more of like a 205 Live sort of future for those kind of guys. And I don't know what kind of success Undisputed Era would have on the main roster. I'm just not psyched about them. As a fan of the NXT product, as my number 1 show, I'm just not really jazzed on the Undisputed Era. I don't know, is that because of indie fatigue that I have from them or not?
I don't know. I mean, we got to see with those guys. So, what else did you have?
I got number 7. I got AOP on the rise, right?
Oh,
just from the ashes. Just when you think that these guys kind of lose a little steam, involved in just the top of the card for the tag team division, but not really going over anymore. They find a way to stay relevant and stay just monstrous and stay in the top of the division. They're definitely bound for main event call up. I mean, Monday after WrestleMania, Tuesday after WrestleMania. I mean, one of these days coming up here, 2018, you're going to see AOP on a main event roster, and they're going to flourish. They're going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, AOP. Those are some big boys, and they can go.
Yeah,
that ladder match with DIY, I was like, oh, all right.
I mean, it was right. You asked me what my favorite match of all time was, and it was the first thing that jumped to mind, and I just think is because of the whole magnitude of that whole night, the Tommaso turning on Johnny, everything about that, just the culmination of it. The AOP number 7 on the rise. Number 8, I got Shayna Baszler. I mean, only because she's a maniacal mega beast that's turned in some really good matches for somebody that's new to professional wrestling, to the sport of professional wrestling. I mean, she's believable. Her storytelling is great. I really think that Shayna Baszler is on the rise, and I see some big things for her, especially if Ronda takes some footing on these main rosters. She's gonna need a running partner.
Yeah.
Right, Father? I mean, one day it's going to happen. It's natural.
Create a women's tag title for those two,
Totally. There should be a women's tag.
They did have it back in the 80s. I don't know what happened to it.
They
used to have a 6-man title, too. I don't know what happened.
For another day, right?
Yeah.
Number 9, Sanity. They're moving down the board, but you gotta put them in there because they're still relevant.
My boy Eric Young.
Oh, dude, EY is awesome. That cage match that he had last year was incredible versus Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, that was really good.
Just a random episode of NXT. We're just gonna throw a tag team match for their blow off, or a steel cage for their blow off. No problem. Really awesome match. Just Sanity is great. They're great live. Nikki Cross is awesome.
Nikki Cross is amazing. That last woman standing match she had with Asuka, that was dope.
And I feel like she has some main roster appeal as well, just as much as Absolution or the Riot Squad would have, right?
Absolution. The Riot Squad.
And then number 10, returning to my top 10 list for NXT for the week is TM61.
I forgot about those guys.
Yeah, right. So did I. Right? They came back and dude had long hair. That's how you know that they've been out for so long. Is that when you have short hair and you come back and you have long hair, you've been gone for a little while. So
I saw one of them. Actually, I saw them wrestle live 2016. I think that was the last time they were on NXT TV.
Yeah, they're good. They can work. They're good on the mic. Let's see what they can do with this tag team tournament where they actually get a shot, right, where they're not hurt. If you remember, the last time they were in the Dusty Classic, got hurt. Didn't really work out for those dudes, but. Yeah, dude, TM61 on the rise, number 10, man.
Right.
I think that's the top 10.
No, Roderick Strong, Mr. Ring of Honor.
I mean, well, he's not really on NXT anymore, right? He's 205 Live.
I think he's doing both.
He's doing a little bit of both. Yeah. Dabbling here, dabbling there. Roddy Strong's awesome, dude. He's a great worker. He hasn't
no personality.
Yeah, it just hasn't been. Well, I mean, they tried to give him some with those great video packages, right?
Yeah,
his wife and kid and stuff. But I think that's where it kind of stops and starts with him. He doesn't have the charisma to be that every man and take it over the top. But Roderick Strong's a great worker, and he's going to do really well in 205 Live. All
right. Now let's talk about the guys who are successful, the homegrown talent from NXT. I think Roman. I think that's it. I mean, the big dog. He had a little dabble in FCW. He won the first ever Shield triple threat before they were the Shield. Yeah, and down in FCW. They change over to NXT. Roman, he comes on like a first round draft pick. I mean, he was wearing a suit. He was a heel, I guess. Down there, he was like, nobody's better than Roman, and he signed his name, and then he said Reigns. I was like, oh my god, that promo was awesome. But then, of course, the Shield debut, Survivor Series 2012, and they run roughshod. Him and Seth win the tag titles. They lose them. Shield splits up. Roman's kind of finding his footing. He wins a couple world titles, a U.S. title, an IC strap. So, I mean, what do you think about the big dog?
I mean, I love the big dog, right? Solid in the ring. I mean, he really, when he blasted on Twitter a couple months ago and he talked about how he's the best wrestler in the world, right? When Kenny Omega was throwing down, she agrees, right? Roman is the best. But, he's been doing great. The promo on Monday, right?
Oh, that was amazing.
Kind of amazing, right? Let you know that Roman Reigns is that talent, is that person that can carry the
was it better than this promo?
This is my yard now.
I mean,
was it better than the 5-worder?
I think it was, right?
Yeah.
The 5-worder mic drop. Come on, I mean that was really lazy.
That
was that was. They must have fired some writers that day, so they didn't have anything for him. But I like Roman. I think he's great. I think that he's panned because he's not the people's consensus choice to lead the mantle. But that's not anything new that anybody else is saying. And people know Roman, and the smart marks know Roman too.
Yeah,
they boo him just as much as they love him.
I know. How do you feel about the boos though? That whole booing thing.
So I didn't believe the boos, and then I saw the boos in person. Payback in San Jose, the "Thank You Strowman" chants.
I was there for that. That was weird. That was crazy. That was wild.
Another level of insanity from a typically pretty chill San Jose crowd.
They were acting like we were in Chicago or something.
They were trying to. They were on the network, so they were trying to show off a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, great. Not only just a great moment, but kind of just Roman does a good job, man. I don't really see any blaring mistakes in his game or hiccup. And when he says he's the top dog and he says that he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, he is. I mean, look at the track record and tell me
those
last
matches
time.
with AJ.
Awesome.
Oh my God, they took Roman to another level. That's just credit to AJ. He can raise anybody's game. But like the whole boost with Roman, like when I'm at a WWE show and Roman's like on the card or making an appearance, I don't react. I just listen. It's a different reaction every single time. I've heard a lot of boos, and I've heard some cheers, and then I've heard the yeah. Oh wait, no, we don't like you. Boo! From like the smart marks or whatever. But I mean, Roman, one of the best workers in the world, truly, and you can send me hate mail for that because some of you people already do. I'm not praising your precious Kenny Omega, but I think Roman would destroy Kenny Omega any day or time.
Oh, what a great match that would be, right? And it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was really trying to think about this, right? When is the last time that we've seen a bad match from Roman Reigns? I mean, I can't really recall.
I don't think Roman's ever really had a bad match.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, or some of that where he wasn't living up to his expectations. I mean, minus the whole let me telegraph my pump up my arm and cock it back and
like when he first started doing the Superman punch, I'm like, that's cool. I've never seen this in wrestling before. I like it.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh man, that's not a real Superman punch. I'm like, okay.
I mean,
congratulations.
I mean, I don't. As far as like finishing moves go, it's probably on my like least favorite. But
spear.
But for a guy that works his ass off. Is a dude that's fantastic on the mic, right? I mean, he's I'm outside of the Miz, who's really stepping up promo game the way that Roman Reigns is currently, and it was almost like that workshoot on Monday was almost like a pipe bomb. Dude is totally carrying the mantle, and he should be. He's awesome.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Big Dog, Big Roman. I've never had a problem with him. I had a problem with the way he was being pushed way too fast or whatever. I was like, oh my God, no. And then like Royal Rumble 2017, he started eliminating people. He eliminated Taker. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna win this. No, Vince, don't do it. And then Orton won, and I kind of already saw that coming. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with Roman. I never have. I think he's dynamic. I think he's very interesting. The Superman punch, the spear, the drive-by kick, that's nice. And whenever he wants to be really athletic and dive over the top rope, I think that's pretty cool. I don't have a problem with Roman Reigns.
Not at all. And he should be headlining WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. That's the right match. It's the right time.
It's going to be a fight. It's going to be. I think they could top what they did at WrestleMania 31 before the Rollins cash in.
For sure, definitely really excited for it. And that cash in moment though was awesome.
Oh, were you there?
Yes.
I was not there. Damn it.
It was in your own backyard and you missed it.
Damn it. I was in Dallas at the time, and when they were in Dallas, I was here. So wrestling kind of screwed me over. All right, let's get into the other Shield brother, Dean Ambrose.
Oh man,
I mean, not really a homegrown NXT guy, but because he did some stuff in CZW as a John Moxley or whatever. But
with the pink hair.
Yeah,
you don't forget the pink hair, Godfather. Come on,
can't forget the pink hair. Had his little run in FCW. Had a match against CM Punk when he was in FCW. Like some kind of house show thing. That's on the internet somewhere. I saw it before. It was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, and then NXT starts up. I don't really remember seeing him on NXT TV a whole lot. And then they threw the Shield together, and that happened.
Right? Yeah, that's where he came. That's where he bloomed from. Can I be on the record for saying that I'm not really a big Dean Ambrose fan? I mean, I feel like he's the odd man out in that group, right? I know that he's the Iron Man of WWE, and the dude just puts in work. And I like Dean Ambrose. I'm just not sold on Dean Ambrose as far as for me, and that's just my personal taste. As far as somebody who can carry a main event or carry a big
Dean's
card,
he's put out some nice ones. That TLC with AJ he had for the title, that was very well done. when he cashed in on Seth. I was like, oh my god, he finally got it. He's finally at the top.
That was an awesome pay-per-view, magical moment.
June 19th will forever be known as the day all 3 members of the Shield were world champion within a 5-minute span.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. That's something special.
And that was the perfect moment. He had to win that ladder in the bank, or that money in the bank, and he had to cash it in that night. It was that moment. And that's where it was. That was special.
That was something awesome. All right, so we've hit Roman, Seth, Dean, Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, that was created down in NXT. Of course, he's had other runs as Husky Harris.
Oh man, Nexus forever, man.
Nexus forever, yeah.
Dude, Bray Wyatt's awesome. I think that he's totally unique. Does something that not a lot of people are doing, and I just think it kind of got stale, right? The gimmick just is kind of run its course.
What happened.
And what happened is the booking happened.
Yeah.
He wasn't booked to win matches. He wasn't booked to go over in big pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And when he was booked to be in a spotlight, House of Horrors, it's a fumble. I mean,
he said House of Horrors.
I mean, may we all forget.
God, I was there for that. God, that was trash.
Like, it was just trash. It was trash presentation in the audience. It was trash presentation at home when I saw it played back.
My God.
Even the house is trash. I heard that they sold that house for $36,000 or something like that.
I heard it was in St. Louis because Orton didn't want to leave his hometown.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But
I mean, getting into Bray Wyatt, like, it started in NXT. If you go back and watch that stuff from like 2012 and 2013 at NXT, it was really well done. Like, he would talk in that kind of southern cult leader voice,
right?
And
Hawaiian shirt wearing, sweet tea sipping, like
white slacks wearing, And then like,
what's up with the gator boots too?
Talk about being it was just, he would talk about a whole bunch of weird stuff, and then he'd like change his voice to be like really sarcastic. I'm like, this guy's really entertaining. He can go with it. And then Harper came into the picture, and then I don't know where the hell they got Rowan from. By the way, Eric Rowan needs to empty the grease traps at McDonald's. I'm tired of looking at him.
You're not a fan of the Bludgeon Brothers? Come on, man.
No.
Foam hammers aside?
Look, get rid of Eric Rowan. Get Luke Harper to act like Brody Lee. Let's tear it up. All right.
Well, I mean, come on. You don't even like the gas punk.
I don't know why he's there. Why does he still have a job?
Yeah, right. I mean,
God,
because he's a big dude.
Man, add on to Neville's paycheck, whatever the hell you're paying him, and he'll come back.
Yeah.
God. But Bray Wyatt. I mean, he's really dynamic. I love his work. But people say wins and losses don't matter in wrestling. They do. They really, really do. If Bray Wyatt was winning on a regular, like the way Roman, because like when Roman loses, we're like, oh, I didn't expect that. If Bray was like kind of on that same little path, then we'd be like, okay, all right, why did he lose this? Let's find out why. You have a little vested interest. Because even when Taker was wrestling regularly, he didn't lose that often. When The Undertaker lost, it meant something, especially at WrestleMania 30, but we're going to get into that. But really, wins and losses do matter. They booked it all wrong, people complained about him jobbing to Cena at Mania 30. Not everybody wins at their first WrestleMania. And then the thing with Taker, you were there for 31. It looked, even though it had like sunset going on, it looked interesting. Plus, Bray carried that whole program really by himself because Taker wasn't really there.
He was another part-time, right?
Yeah, I mean, 32 didn't wrestle. 33. He lost the title. But let's get into Elimination Chamber 2017. Thoughts on Bray Wyatt becoming WWE Champion?
So I'm glad that you touched on that point because I was just about to get there, right? I mean, it happened so fast that in the consciousness of the typical casual WWE fan, which I am, is something that you're going to forget about. Flash in the pan here and gone tomorrow. As far as a transitional champ, I mean, to get to Orton with the belt too, who had already had it so many times,
I love being in the age of Orton. I don't know. I think I'm the last guy on earth that still enjoys it.
I think you're the last person holding up that mantle, Podfather, but that's cool, man. You do you, baby. I mean, what about the hair, man? The hair's made a comeback. I mean, dude.
We'll talk about that later. I don't know what that is. But Bray winning the title, I mean, it was like he added his name to a list of greats. Shawn, Hogan, Savage, Jinder Mahal. Jinder would win it later, obviously. But, Bray he's a character that doesn't really need a championship. Like a Jake Roberts. Jake didn't need a title.
He doesn't need a championship, but he needs a meaningful feud.
Yeah, he
and
needs
that's
a meaningful
something,
story.
And that's something that the WWE hasn't provided him with. The dude has talent.
Oh my
We've
God.
seen it. His look is great. His promo ability is right. What? It's second to none. I mean, dude's just they gotta just let the reins off, let him go, and
The
let him
Reigns?
do his thing.
Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns, yeah, his longtime rival, right?
God
According to
damn,
Michael
too.
Cole. Yeah,
God damn.
but just kind of let Bray Wyatt loose, but that's a lost cause. I mean, WWE has set sail on him a long time ago, obviously, right, with the way that he's been booked. And I just don't. They haven't really been given this Matt Hardy thing any time to flesh out.
Matt Hardy.
I feel like Bray Wyatt's
Matt
kind of an
Hardy.
afterthought at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, so longest drop ever. It's like 6 seconds. Yeah, Matthew Hardy. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah.
The second that Bray Wyatt became not meaningful was the second they decided Braun Strowman was the man.
Oh, we're gonna talk about
and that's the truth.
We're gonna talk about him. Yeah, but let's get to it right now.
But I mean, I'm a dude sitting on a couch, right? I mean, Bray's still getting a push, right? He's still on TV.
Yeah,
he's still got
still
a
getting a check,
yeah,
you know.
So
Let's talk about my boy LeBron Strowman. I mean, this is a guy who used to be a rosebud. You remember that guy?
yeah.
Used to be a rosebud, dressing up like Wonder Woman or whatever. And they bring him on TV like he was the black sheep of the Wyatts. That's what Bray said. And I'm like, who is this guy?
He's the biggest, ugliest, nastiest one.
Yeah, he had a match with the Big Show to main event a Raw one time. That was utter garbage. It was terrible. It was worse than Booker T and Buff Bagwell. It was worse than that. And then I don't know what happened. Something happened.
I mean, wow.
This is a Vince thing.
Has there been a monster rise like this in a long time? I mean, I don't think so.
Vince pulled him in the office. He talked to him, and something clicked. I don't know what it is. They brought squash matches back for him. James Ellsworth, the first one.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I mean, they brought squash matches back for him, and then he started moving into something. It started with Sami Zayn. They feuded for a little bit at the end of 2016. They had a match at a Roadblock. And then he started working Roman. Roman gave him his first defeat, Fastlane 2017. I mean, Braun was kicking Roman's ass. I mean, they were going back and forth with it. I mean, they threw him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at Mania 33 last year. Didn't really do nothing. Then they picked it back up with the whole Braun and Roman thing. Roman tried to commit vehicular manslaughter on him with the whole ambulance thing.
Dude, awesome. That was one of my favorite angles last year. All the way. I mean, throwing a stretcher over the top of a loading dock.
Bruh. No, when Braun just threw that chair at Roman, when he threw him into the turnbuckle and it exploded, I was like, oh!
I mean, does anybody break things better than Braun Strowman?
I don't know.
I don't think
He
so.
got people to care about Big Show. People have been chanting, please retire for like 3, 4, or 5 years. And those matches with Show, that steel cage, like they got him to care.
Here's what I know about Braun Strowman. The dude looks great. He's huge as hell. He surprisingly works the ring fantastic for a big man. And I'm from the late 90s Attitude Era. I like big hosses, man.
You gotta be big, brother. You gotta have some beef on you.
You gotta have some beef. This dude's all beef. Takes a right hook from Brock Lesnar straight to the temple.
Bro, he can do a kip up.
He can do a kip up. I mean, there's nothing this guy can't do. He looks amazing. He's one of the future, right? Him and Roman Reigns should have epic duels till the end of time.
Do you think Braun is he one that needs a title? Is he one of those guys?
He does. You know, like give him a little credibility right out the gate. Get him a little bit of gold. Let him taste that a little bit, and then let him just run shot over everybody. He needs to be a main eventer that has a belt that's driving him.
All right.
Yeah, I love him. I want to see him with some hardware. Let's get Braun a belt. That should be the campaign for WrestleMania. Get Braun a belt. Let's do it, man.
That won't make it on WWE TV because their titles, not belts.
Yeah,
as Vince likes to say.
Oh
yeah. Get him the Universal strap. Let's see what he can do. Speaking of Universal champions, let's talk about Kevin Owens.
Oh man, dude.
That's a spectacle in itself.
Dude has main event appeal all the way, right? Has never really faltered when coming over to the main roster started off with John Cena.
Oh,
just kicking ass, dude. All smart marks love him. He's an indie guy forever. Ring of Honor dude forever. New Japan dude forever. People love Kevin Steen. People love
Mr. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, people
The
love
feud with
Kevin.
Jim Cornette. That was crazy.
Dude, he's an everyman with a dad bod.
Yeah.
And the dude flies through the air.
He can do some crazy stuff that they don't show.
Exactly, and it's not a new take. Everybody loves Kevin Owens. Guy can do anything. He could be a heel. He could be a babyface. Dude's a special talent. Vince knows it. Everybody knows it.
I mean, Vince let him headbutt him.
And give him color too.
I know. I was like,
hey.
oh, yeah.
Hey, right?
I love this.
Right? That was awesome.
But Kevin, he's built up a nice little resume. NXT champion, 2-time Intercontinental champion, Universal champion, longest reign. Actually, no, Brock's longest reigning now. But before Lesnar got the strap, it was KO. I mean, his feud with AJ for the United States Championship. He's a 3-time U.S. champion. He and Jericho, that whole little thing was hilarious.
I mean, arguably AJ Styles, right, is one of the best wrestlers in the world.
He is the best wrestler in the world.
And his major feuds have been with Kevin Owens and John Cena, and the one that everybody loved has been with Kevin Owens. That goes to show you what type of dude Kevin Owens is and what type of impact he has on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I love KO. I enjoy him. He's funny as all hell. You know, that video of him having Roman in a headlock and him just talking to a fan, yeah, I made more this week than you'll make in this year. Roman's just laughing because it's hilarious.
Podfather, the finger. Are you forgetting the one finger?
That popped into my mind, yeah. The finger break at WrestleMania 33 for the United States title. Vince did not like that, by the way.
Hey, but I loved it. It was awesome. Jericho should have won.
You want a payback.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotta see the boy. Chris Jericho, another one. All right, now let's get into the guys who actually know. We have another homegrown, Big E.
Big E,
my boy.
Talk about Big E.
Put the world title on my boy Big E. It's time for another African American world champion. You know, we've been having him since Mark Henry.
Dude needs a flog splash somebody through the bottom of the ring, through the bottom of the floor, and continue going to the center of the earth.
He beat Seth for the NXT title. Had a nice little run with it. Had a great little feud with Bo Dallas, of all people, back when I used to believe in Bo. We're going to get into him in a little bit. Comes onto the main roster. It was the heavy for AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler. Wasn't really doing anything there. They put the IC strap on him after that little thing breaks up. Wasn't really doing nothing. And then the New Day comes along. People hated it. For the first 6 months, I did not like the New Day. I did not.
When did you come around on the New Day?
Maybe when the Bootios came out. I don't. Probably, I think that was it when the Bootios came out or whatever. Like, but they just started having these great matches, and like they turned Kofi heel, and I was like, oh my god, this is something. They're really doing it here. You know, they had their stuff with the Dudleys, and they just were really running with the tag teams, and they've marked up an incredible resume. Xavier Woods has gotten some shine from it. The Consequences Creed from TNA, that being one of the top stars of WWE. Who would ever think that a Jamaican Kofi Kingston running wild? Kofi's one of the most decorated guys in the company already right now.
Right,
Like 5 tag title reigns. They're the longest reigning tag champions ever. They beat Demolition's 480 something day record.
Dude, when you got a spot at the Royal Rumble, and it's your spot, and it's the Kofi spot, and it's always a Kofi spot, and they mimic it in the Women's Royal Rumble, you know how awesome.
Yeah.
And in the eyes of WWE, right?
It was something awesome. I mean, and then Big E, hilarious on the microphone. He can be serious, as we saw from SmackDown with the Usos, telling them, you guys, for the last 5 years, haven't been on WrestleMania. Last year, we hosted it while you guys were in the back eating catering, you know? And their stuff with the Usos last year was unbelievable. Some of the best tag team wrestling, just some of the best wrestling I've ever seen, some of the best storytelling. Tag team Hell in the Cell, that was awesome.
Right, I knew Kofi could go, I knew Big E could go, but when Xavier Woods started going last year, I mean, dude really turned me around to the New Day.
I mean,
it made me like them again, you know.
I know Xavier Woods really turned the page, if you know what
I mean. Ooh, zing!
Yeah, but Xavier Woods, another NXT guy, wasn't really doing nothing. They paired him with R-Truth.
I think when it's not if, but when the WWE gets over the New Day gimmick and they split these guys up, Big E is going to be the one that's going to, Kofi's old, Xavier is Xavier, but Big E.
Xavier on 205.
Xavier at 205 Live, put him behind the booth. I mean,
Kofi, he almost got the strap. 1909.
I mean,
I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger. It would have been something different.
I mean, he used to be in that spot that Elias is in. That kind of on the outside fringes of working those like gimmick matches, the elimination chambers, things like that. I mean, Kofi was always in the conversation for the belt.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the NXT guys who haven't really done it on the main roster. Tyler Breeze.
I mean, Prince Pretty. The gimmick just didn't get over, right?
The Guru of Gorgeousness. I mean, I was so in. I was all in. Like the Cody Rhodes show that's coming up in September. I was all in. It was amazing. I mean, I loved it. I loved the whole phone thing. I was like, this is something new. Like a Rick Martel, adorable Adrian Adonis type thing. I don't know what it was, but it was something new. It was fresh. It was exciting. And, I mean, he was killing it on NXT. I mean, go back and watch, like, TakeOver Unstoppable, nice one with Balor. He had a few nice ones with Sami Zayn, and he was in a fatal four-way with Sami Zayn, Neville, Tyson Kidd when he was allowed to wrestle for the NXT title. That fatal four-way was amazing. I mean, it was just, I don't know what happened.
He just didn't get the opportunity that he should have on the main roster, and that's a perfect example of what translates at a 200-seat Full Sail venue to a 20,000 seat arena. It just doesn't really pan out that way, and I feel bad for Tyler Breeze because the dude's got talent. He could go, but another one of those dudes, just like Absolution, right? Or excuse me, just like Ascension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
I
was like Absolution. No, just like Ascension. Excuse me.
Oh,
that like has all the potential in the world, but just doesn't really pan out on the main roster. And the sad part about it is that there's a lot of those guys on NXT right now that is going to fall by the same way. You're No Way Jose's. I'm talking to you.
I don't like No Way Jose. Get rid of him. Bring my boy Dalton Castle in. Let's get the Party Peacock and them boys into Full Sail. Let's talk about Tyler Breeze's tag team partner, Fandango, Johnny Curtis.
Johnny Curtis Fandango.
You're a fan of the original NXT concepts.
I mean, dude, Fandango is what he is, right? They're always going to be around that tag team mid card. I mean, even when they had him with Summer Rae, I mean, Fandango is like a character that hasn't really translated, I think, to mainstream casual audiences. That I'm the casual fan, and it hasn't really translated to me. And I think that the stuff that they were doing with the Fashion Police and stuff was entertaining and funny as a comic act. But I just don't see him getting over anytime soon. There's just too much talent above him that where he wouldn't be given the opportunity to shine.
It's a damn shame, really. It really, really, really is. All right, moving on from him, the Ascension, you brought those guys up. 2014, running roughshod over NXT. And then, I mean, like a Road Warriors reboot.
Yeah, like a poor man's Road Warriors reboot.
I mean, it really just fell off. I was at the January anniversary show for WWE, or the Legends Night, or whatever. I don't know what it was, 2015, where the Legends, they all just destroyed him.
I mean,
I destroyed them.
The Ascension, right? Another act was just like they had to abandon the gimmick, man. And it's about the booking too. Like, if you're gonna book these guys in a match with Fandango and Tyler Breeze, who are another NXT people that are just floundering for whatever reason, they're not gonna get the chance to shine. They're not gonna get a chance to show what they did on NXT. But go back and watch those old matches on the network. The Ascension were it for a long time, and they were doing great. I thought they were going to translate well to the main roster, but even my valet, the terrible one, Haley over here, she hates the Ascension too. She wants to move on.
All right, Bo Dallas, another mishap.
I mean, is it though? I mean, the leather pants and glove. Come on.
I mean, like, I'm really looking at it like in NXT. He defeated Big E for the title. They were calling him like the next Orton, the next young prospect that's just gonna skyrocket to the top. Had a great feud with Neville. Neville eventually dethroned him for the championship. And then he really just came on the main roster. Had the picket sign. Bo leaving. Bo wasn't really doing anything. Stopped caring. Got fat.
Got fat.
I
think that's where you're starting to get to there, right?
And then Miz comes along, gives him, I guess you could call it a career renaissance. Joins the Miztourage. Got him on a pay-per-view for the first time in like 2 years, like last year. Like really just, so Miztourage Bo is interesting.
I actually kind of like Miztourage Bo. I think he's pretty ridiculous. And, I don't know where Bo Dallas' ceiling's at. The dude can work. The dude can go. Go back and watch those early NXT takeovers, the ladder match that he had with Neville that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was an awesome match. Dallas is cool. I'm ready to believe again. I thought that we were going to get there eventually, but that kind of panned out. Didn't really pan out the way it was, and he just really doesn't have that main event roster appeal. And when your brother is better than you, and he's not getting the push that he deserves. I mean,
they're the sons of IRS. What do you expect?
I know, right? Like, how are you gonna push through that? And so Bo Dallas it's the booking, right? There's not enough time. I mean, even in a 3-hour show, right? There's not enough time to give everybody their just due and to keep everybody fresh and to keep everybody at the top of the card. It just isn't there.
We've talked about the guys a lot. Let's get into the ladies. Becky Lynch, the last kicker. Becky Balboa. In honor of Brandon, give me that, Becky. On NXT, she had the dark hair. She was kind of mysterious. I was like, okay, I kind of dig it. Then I don't know what happened. Her hair turned oranger than orange juice. I don't know what happened. She becomes the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm like, okay, we're doing something now. She drops the title to my girl Alexa Bliss. I love Alexa Bliss, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And then nothing else. That's really it.
Yeah, Becky still, I think, is at around the top of that card for the female side over at SmackDown. I mean, she's always in relevant matches. Like you said, she was the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champ. So, she has tasted success on the main roster. They've really cooled off on her a little bit. For whatever reason, maybe the influx of talent coming in, what you got waiting in the wings, and your Ember Moons, your Asukas, your Ronda Rouseys of the world. Where are they going to fall? Where are they going to fall into place? Yeah. And I think it's just one of those things where she's talented. She's part of the original Women's Four Horsemen. She's a part of the original Women's Revolution, and I think that she's going to be solid and be there. And at the end of the day, Becky Lynch is somebody that we're going to talk to in really high regard. As far as looking back on women's competitors, I think she's doing a great job, and she's still getting a push.
All right, let's move over to Bayley, the hugger.
Man, my biggest heartbreak coming from NXT.
I know. Bayley. She was I guess they tried to not necessarily recreate the Mickie James fan thing, because that was something completely opposite of itself. But she was a super fan who was just happy to be there, and you could tell it. You could literally still see she's just happy to be living her dream as a WWE performer. And then that translated over into the ring, but she could go. She wasn't really a pushover, even though that was kind of her character in NXT. And she had great matches with Becky Lynch, and oh my God, Sasha Takeover Brooklyn 1 was amazing, awesome, wrestling high, unbelievable. And then the curtain call with the 4 women, I thought that was very well done. People didn't like it. I thought it's not 96. This isn't Madison Square Garden. We're not killing the business. It was fine. And then of course the first ever last woman standing match, or first ever Iron Woman match. I'm sorry, Iron Woman 30.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Come on, that was special.
Take
right
over
there.
respect. Yeah, 30 minutes. That was great. And then she holds that. She is dethroned by Asuka because nobody's ready for Asuka. We're gonna get into her. And then she comes onto the main roster and she's like, yeah, she's there. Wins the woman's title on a Raw. We're like, yeah. And then she just kind of
fizzled out, right? Loses in her hometown multiple times. Finally got it back, right?
Yeah, she got it back. I was there.
Finally got it back. But Bayley. I think Bayley's awesome. I think that for whatever reason, I don't know. She hasn't really translated, I guess, on the main roster as far as the pops that she was getting. Like when I saw her at an NXT Takeover, right, or not an NXT Live event in San Jose, right? The pops that she got was huge, right? This is what smart marks are calling the female John Cena, right?
Really?
And, right? She was that type of baby face, right? That epic baby face that carried that whole women's mantle. She's given a little bit of time with the belt, given a little bit of time, a little bit of run. But it for whatever reason hasn't really translated. It breaks my heart because I love Bayley. I think she can work. I think she's charismatic. I think that elbow drop is awesome. I love the whole Macho Man light gimmick that she has.
Yeah.
Right?
She wears the polka dots, paying her respect to Dusty.
And yeah, so I mean, she's great. I think that she's going to continue to be at the top of this card where she is now, and I hope that WWE gives her a little bit of a run, because the matches that she had with Asuka speak for themselves, and they can be super special.
And Sasha, and hopefully they get Sasha. We get Sasha Bailey grudge feud at Mania. But speaking of stuff that's hurt my heart, kind of the booking of Sasha Banks on the main roster.
The boss, right?
The boss. I mean, oh my god!
It seems like when she got the colored hair, that
dark colored,
everything kind of changed, right?
It just happened, you know. It just clicked, and she ran with it. I mean, the boss is not a face. The boss is a heel. She's one of that girl in high school who has like her little clique, and she's like the head of it, like kind of like Mean Girls in a way, you know. Like I run this. This is mine, you know. Like how Paige says, "This is my house." Nah, it belongs to the boss, you know. I mean, her run in NXT was something interesting. She, dyed her hair a dark purple, red, whatever that was, and she ran with it. Had great matches with Becky and Bayley. Took the title, the Four Horsewoman Fatal 4-Way. She won the title there. She really ran with it. It was amazing.
I mean, that was where everybody was excited about the boss, right? And she always think about Sasha that jumps out to me. The first thing I think of with her is that she puts it on the line, right? Every time, like face plants. I mean, she really just goes for it, dude. She's awesome, and right, she's right there. I mean, half the internet was saying Sasha in the Women Elimination Chamber this past weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's there. She's there. She's in the main event. She's going to continue to be, and I'm ready for another boss run. And I think it needs to happen.
Yeah, because I mean, she comes onto the main roster with that whole Divas Revolution. Team Bad, Team Bella, Team Submission Sorority, but they had to change that for reasons I'm not going to get into. And they become Team PCB, and then that whole thing kind of dies out, and she starts to get into the title picture, the Divas title, as a great triple threat with Becky and Charlotte at Mania 32. It becomes a woman's title, and unbelievable matches with Charlotte. I remember,
awesome. And I actually think that hurt her run, right? Like when you're giving up the belt on opposite sides of a Monday night, week to week, right? When they were throwing the belt back and forth, hot potato belt, right? It makes that run less meaningful, and that's what when Sasha Banks got to the top, that's what she was given, right?
Yeah, she can't defend it successfully. I don't know why they're telling that story. I don't get it. I mean, I remember when she won it for the first time, July 25th. It was Monday Night Raw 2016. I popped. I was like, yes, thank you. She got it. Let's run with it. And then, she can't defend it. And it was during that time of Charlotte didn't lose on pay-per-view. It was during that whole thing. But, I mean, she's been, a 4 or 5 time women's champion. And she hasn't defended it successfully once. I mean, I love Sasha. She's dynamic. She has something very interesting. Her character is amazing. Plus, she had Snoop Dogg play her to the ring at WrestleMania 32.
Right?
Her
cousin, right?
Yeah, my boy Snoop.
Hell yeah.
All right. Just thoughts on the booking of my girl Sasha.
It hasn't been fair, right? She needs that moment. She needs that pop. She definitely deserves it, right? I think when she does get that pop, that's when you're going to hear those chants, right? And you're going to hear the my whole life I wanted this so bad. And we're gonna get that moment, and it is coming, and she's gonna be a great opponent for Ronda down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the Sasha's ratchet. No, she's not. I love that. I need the boss back. I really do need it. But I mean, speaking of bosses, my boy Nate, we got to talk about his daughter. We got to talk about Charlotte. I mean, her story is amazing. I mean, she didn't want to be a professional wrestler. She was a personal trainer. Unfortunately, her brother Reed died, so she gets in the business for him. And she just kind of really just came along. Dusty helped her out so much. I mean, this was the beauty of Dusty. The top stars in WWE, a lot of them, Dusty.
Greatest of all time, right? That's one of the reasons.
Dusty had a hand, the heart and soul of NXT, baby. All right, so she comes along and she becomes genetically superior. She has that nice one, that really great match with Natalya at the, I forget which takeover it was, with Brett in one corner, Flair in the other corner. She becomes the NXT Women's Champion, and she just goes on this run having great ones with Sasha. I mean, she speared her once, and Sasha did like a moonsault. It was something crazy. And then, of course, she goes on to the main roster, becomes Divas Champion, becomes Raw Women's Champion, becomes SmackDown Women's Champion.
She's the only one who I can, outside of Ronda Rousey, right?
Yeah.
I can believably picture as an opponent for Asuka.
Yeah.
Right? The way that they've built her, she's the only one on the card at that. Because I mean, Nia Jax aside, right?
Oh.
We've seen it, right?
Oh my God.
And we know how WWE feels about that. So I mean, I think that Charlotte's amazing. That top rope moonsault is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, she threw a corkscrew in there a couple times.
Yeah, it's picture perfect, right?
Yeah.
The lineage.
I mean, it's
the
in her
family
blood.
lines. Yeah,
you know,
when she struts and woos, she struts and woos.
Yeah.
I mean, she's great. She's by far, should have the belt. Should have the strap all the time. Should be the champion. She needs to get back to her heel ways, is what I would love to see. Because heel Charlotte is the best Charlotte.
Yeah.
And can I get a little? Is the Nate healthy enough to get back in there with her?
I don't know. That Ric Flair drip dropped. He's chilling with 21 Savage and Offset and guys like that. I don't know. Nate may be a little too big for us at the moment.
I know, right? I seen him on Complex show, sneaker shopping, dressing $3,000 suits and Ferragamos. I mean,
Hey, man.
he really is truly living the gimmick.
Hey man, bright lights, big cities, late nights, and pretty ladies. You know, Nate's just living it up. But his daughter is something special.
Something special. The Flair name is something special. The Flair name is a heel name.
I'm glad they threw Flair into her ring name.
They had to, and she needs to be a heel because when you rock the name Flair, you got to be a bad guy. You got to be a bad guy, baby.
Gotta do it.
Got to do it.
I mean, Flair was just. We could talk about Flair probably all night, but that we'll keep it with the NXT.
And she
right
definitely wears sequins better than Bobby Roode. Come on, man. we know that.
Oh, my boy Bobby. I love me some Bobby. All right, but nobody's ready for Asuka. I think one of the last NXT successes. I mean, 2.5 years undefeated.
I mean, there's nothing that she can't do. She looks imposing in the ring. She moves great. I've seen it live in the flesh a couple of times
Oh
now.
my God, it's something
And
special.
something special. I cannot wait to dress the terrible one, my valet here, as Asuka when we go to wrestling matches. I mean, I'm ready for Asuka to take the mantle for a long, long time. She needs to carry the undefeated streak. She needs to beat Ronda Rousey. She needs to beat everybody. She just needs to run buckshot over everybody.
She's beating everybody. I mean, Dana Brooke, Alicia Fox, getting into some really big names. Emma, Tenille Dashwood right now. Not Charlotte. Bailey, Banks, Bliss, Jax, like Ember Moon, Peyton Royce, what's Billy Kay. You know, really just the whole NXT Women's Division and a couple on the main roster. She's ran through all of them.
There's nobody in professional wrestling as far as on the female side that she can't beat. Like, she's incredible. And something tells me that our boy Trips still has his hand very much has his hand in control of her future and where she's going in that brand.
Oh yeah.
Because she's still being booked fantastic as a monster the way that she should be. She's great. And they're letting her be her. If you've been watching the Mixed Match Challenge,
I saw the first one and I stopped.
so they're letting her be her. They're letting her speak Japanese. They're letting her go all crazy, and they're just letting her be a badass. And I love it. She doesn't need a mouthpiece. She doesn't need anything. She just needs to be Asuka because nobody is ready for Asuka.
I mean, 523 days as NXT Women's Champion, the longest title reign in WWE of the modern era. She oversaw Punk's 434 reign as WWE Champion. Asuka
Passed Goldberg. She passed Goldberg.
She passed Goldberg. She had like regular, what was like 175 matches or something, just tearing it up. I mean, she's gone through everything. I am a fan of the streak. I'm of a streak. You know, Taker. That got me into it. So when her streak is over, it will mean something, and it has to be the right opponent and for the right reason.
Definitely.
Don't just give it to Ronda. Don't just give it to Ronda.
I'm glad you touched on that, Podfather. I was about to say that myself. Let's just not give it to Ronda right away to think. That should be a long program where they go back and forth a couple times.
Honestly, you know what we could do? Ronda, like, since she's, I assume she's going to have a match at WrestleMania 34 with, like, Kurt Angle against Steph and Trips, as you put it. Let Ronda be undefeated, too. And then they can meet at WrestleMania 35. 2 undefeated people. streak versus streak.
Hey, we can call it here right now, man. You may go back through the tapes and find
Hey,
this conversation.
honestly, like WWE,
call
like Brandon came up with the name Cammy. Like 4 weeks later, they threw it on there. At the beginning of the year, 2017, I said there should be a woman's Money in the Bank. I said Carmella should win. Look what happened.
Here we are.
Hey,
I'm seeing that.
Let's get into Carmella a little bit.
The Queen of Staten Island?
Hey, Fabulous. That song's pretty dope. Her moonwalk is slick as all hell.
I love, I love me some Carmella. I even liked it when Ellsworth was rolling with her. I thought it was great.
They got rid of Ellsworth too soon.
And I love a good.
Like, how's she gonna cash in successfully?
I know, right?
James
They're not gonna
Ellsworth,
be
like,
paid
people
at all.
didn't like him. I mean, I was there for the first match against AJ, which I'm still upset about that outcome. But yeah, no, I mean, he added something to her character. I mean, hell, he won her the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh, I was just about to say that. I love that match. I love how they worked the entire internet.
I know, like,
Yeah,
people got hella mad. Like, this is about women's wrestling. I'm like, what are you complaining about? It's a work. Who cares?
Yeah, I remember that. This stuff is predetermined outcomes, right? Dude, I love me some Carmella. She's great. I like that she's stuck hard with her gimmick, that Queen of Staten Island thing. I think it's perfect for her. It fits her. The girl is secretly, like, on the low, a really, really amazing wrestler. She throws an amazing super kick, super solid. I love her scream that she's added to her repertoire lately. That like whiny, high pitched scream. I think it's great. I'm ready for the Carmella cash-in. Can it happen at WrestleMania, please? I mean, SmackDown after the next night. Yeah, that makes more sense.
But like, she can't like cash it in unsuccessfully. It's the first woman's one, so it has to happen the night after. Successful.
But saying if the match is actually going to be Asuka Charlotte,
or where she cashes in a fast lane. Hold on.
Or she cashes in a fast lane and maybe carries the belt in. Yeah,
she can be a transitional champion or whatever, but
because it's heating up, right? The cash in is heating up. It's
like,
getting there.
The purpose of like Money in the Bank, like for somebody to hold it for as long as they do, is like you forget they have it. They did it with Edge. They did it with Ziggler, which is probably my favorite cash in. Yeah. So the longer the person has it, the more we forget. Like, it's in our face, but we still forget, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with that. I think that she needs to cash it in soon, though. And I feel like it's going to happen because, just like you said, they pushed off the gas a little bit with that walking around with the briefcase thing with her. And I feel like it's going to happen pretty soon. Sooner than later. The only thing that we're not going to get is that Ellsworth payoff with the cash-in, right? But
yeah,
it should be good.
Hell, bring him back for a night.
Yeah, I mean, she has to cash in before Asuka gets her shot at that belt, because storyline wise, believability wise, eye test wise, Carmella doesn't beat Asuka, right? Carmella doesn't go over on Asuka, so
absolutely not.
Unless it's a shady finish, a little smoziness.
Yeah. All right, so I mean, we've hit NXT.
I think we beat that horse to death.
Yeah,
the valet, the terrible one, is ready to move on.
She's ready to move. I mean, what else? What else really is there for the whole realm of WWE right now? I'm trying to really think. I mean, we've gotten into the NXT. As you said, we beat the horse to death.
We're missing big people, right? We're missing Neville.
Oh yeah, Neville, your roots and your Shinsuke.
Yeah, we haven't really.
I mean,
sat on Sami Zayn's greatness over the past couple months either. You know,
we can work Neville real quick. NXT becomes NXT champion, has a great run, the longest run up until Balor took the strap. He told a great story with Sami Zayn, lost the championship to him, comes onto the main roster, becomes a superhero.
Yeah, named a takeover after him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's he's awesome, right? The gimmick is great, the Red Arrow is great. He needs to come back. I think that they're doing the right thing with him. If it is a work and they're just keeping him off of TV for a little bit, it's a good thing, because everybody knows when you're gone for a long time and you come back, it's worth that pop and it's worth that instantaneous heat that you get right away. So.
Yeah, I mean, Neville, he is a great talent. He made me care about 205 Live.
And he will again. You know, I picture him going back there. He might be one of those dudes that test the water, like a la Cody Rhodes or something like that. But
I mean, rumor has it he's supposed to come back in April.
There it is. He's going to come back. He's going to be on 205 Live. I mean, if you want us to talk about how that 205 roster is shaping up, it's going to look pretty nice here in the next couple of months. Ricochet maybe, hiding in the future there.
All right.
And really boost that up. Some of the NXT talent coming through there. Roddy Strong. That's where the Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano thing is going to happen. I'm convinced of it, right? Because, I mean, Johnny doesn't have a job right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Air quotes, doesn't have a job. So even though he was at an NXT live event over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
With his wife, competing with his wife. But, I mean, Johnny Gargano, that roster's looking great. I can't wait for 205 Live.
Yeah. All right, Neville. Bobby Roode, the glorious one.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Flash in the pan, right?
I've been a fan of Bobby Roode since Team Canada and TNA. I'll throw it back to that. Bobby Roode, he's a very good talent. People say, "Oh, Triple H 2.0," It's like the way they look and the spine buster and all that stuff.
Dude, he looks like a really mean gym teacher to me. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know why, but he just looks like he's a high school football coach and an asshole.
Bobby Roode's a nice guy. I mean, I was down for the whole glorious thing. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'm done now.
Man, I still, when the music comes on and I'm in the arena,
if I'm in the arena,
I'm gonna pop. I'm singing
Glorious!
it. I'm not ready for Glorious to be done. The song is great. The entrance is great. Looks
the presentation
awesome.
is amazing. Yes, it truly is.
Yeah.
But I guess since I know his previous WWE career, I watched him for years in TNA, I know what he's capable of. I don't want to see glorious Bobby Roode. I want to see the it factor Bobby Roode. That chicken it heel that's really just tearing it up. I mean, the way he won the TNA heavyweight title was amazing. That tag team beer money with James Storm. Gets a beer bottle, smashes it over James Storm's head, and becomes heavyweight champion. I'm ready to see that mean, gritty Bobby Roode come make a return.
Exactly, right? So Bobby Roode needs to be a heel, right?
Yeah.
That's the only problem with his main roster run right now is they made him a babyface. I mean, when he was in NXT, the dude was nasty.
I mean, rumor has it, when he turns heel again, Vince is changing the song. I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, if anybody at WWE is listening,
Absence
don't change the song.
Hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Where's Mike Kanellis been? I miss that guy. I love Mike Kanellis.
Can we?
We'll talk about him.
Can we get a different name than Glorious? Could it not be Glorious, but a one case thing where you could just change the name of the song instead of Glorious? It could be Super Mean, Crazy Heel, something. I don't know. There's got to be something that they can think of.
Yeah. But I want that mean down and dirty Bobby Roode to return. Let's talk about the artist, the King of Strong Style, my boy Shinsuke Nakamura.
All right, I very rarely buy the first T-shirt that comes out of any superstar. Right, I'm very hesitant. I like to wait a couple. They get the designs better, everything like that. The second there was a Shinsuke Nakamura T-shirt on the WWE website, I picked it up right away. I had to rock with the King of Strong Style. I wasn't too familiar with his wrestling. I mean, I'd seen internet videos, the AJ Styles match.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom 10. That's the first. Actually, no, I've been a fan of Shinsuke since 2014. I saw him wrestle Kevin Steen at World of Worlds 2014. That was interesting. I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. Because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, and I was like, okay, we got the wrestling version of the King of Pop. I'm down. I'm digging it. I like it.
Yeah, the gimmick's awesome. The artist gimmick is great. The song is great. The arena's still, I mean, I'll turn up the volume here sitting on the home of the couch, and they're still humming and singing along. For whatever reason, I feel like it's been a little subdued on the main roster.
Yeah.
But, I mean, has anybody had a better debut in the last 5 years to the WWE audience versus him and Sami Zayn at that takeover in Dallas?
Oh,
I mean, was that...
so good.
Has that been the best debut in a long time?
That was the first time I ever heard the Fight Forever chant.
Right? I mean, yeah. The King of Strong Style, they hold him back, right? They don't let him wrestle that strong style in WWE. But you see flashes of it here and there.
Yeah.
Watch the mixed match challenge, the first round versus Finn Balor. I mean, I was sitting there watching it with my terrible valet here and my wife, and I looked at my wife and I said, "Holy crap! They're wrestling a strong style match right here, right now. I mean, they're starting it off, you know." And it was awesome. I think that you're going to get a lot of dream matches out of Shinsuke Nakamura for years to come, and I can't wait to see him holding that belt up at WrestleMania.
He couldn't get past my boy Jinder, though. I don't know.
I mean, it's gonna. I mean, Jinder aside. I mean, look at we're literally sitting here looking at a picture of Jinder Mahal.
Look at this.
I mean, look at
this specimen.
Look at this man. I mean,
the modern day Maharaja.
There's a reason why they didn't go over against him, right?
The first ever Indian-born WWE champion. I mean, he's Canadian, but actually, no, that doesn't really matter. He's Indian. Like, he's of Indian descent. You can clearly see that. People are like, he's Canadian. Like, no, he's Indian. Look at his skin color. Like, you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I like Shinsuke Nakamura. I think he's awesome. I loved his entrance into the main roster versus Ziggler. I think that they need to flesh that out.
Ziggler's like the gatekeeper.
Right, he is. But you know, once Shinsuke has that belt, I mean, is that a good first feud for the belt? I mean, I think it is. I mean,
Or does my boy Dolph take it on at Fastlane? Because that's a topic for a completely different time. But
wishful thinking.
wishful thinking, yeah. Because I love my boy Dolph. But really with AJ and Shinsuke, that's what we want. I mean, he won the Rumble. I called it. He won the Royal Rumble. 2 Asian people won the Royal Rumbles? Like, what's going on?
Two people.
Did Vince have, like, chow mein and, like, God damn it, they have to win.
I mean, it was right time, right moment. They had to, right? If they would have let Roman go over the Royal Rumble right in Philly, it would have been bad.
Yeah, we returned to the scene of the crime. Yep. My boy Shinsuke though, and AJ, they're gonna tear it up.
Yeah, I really hope they give that match time. I hope they let those dudes
Let him go it out.
Yeah, let them do something.
WrestleMania's gonna be like 5 hours. Anyway,
Yeah,
just give that last hour to those guys, and no long ass video packages either. Just get right to the wrestling.
and let that match go on last. We know what Roman Reigns is doing. We know the valet says let it go on last too. She's starting to get a little antsy.
Yeah.
But let that match go on last. Give that match its just due. WWE is going to do that. I mean, there's lots of sign pointing going on that they got to.
Vince has to do that. Or if Hunter just pulls him aside and like, all right, we need this to happen.
do you think he really does?
So this is what I want to happen. Goddamn, pal, I don't know. I don't know how those conversations go. You know,
to be a fly on the wall, though.
oh my god, that's amazing.
I would love to hear them say that they own Ronda Rousey's.
3 years now, we finally own the bitch, huh?
I know this is a little sidetrack really quick, but that seemed confusing to me, that whole thing. Like they're like, oh, by the way, Rhonda, that they were saying that they own your ass.
I mean, I can kind of connect the dots. Triple H punched or pedigreed his son.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Triple H is my dad, by the way. Stephanie's my stepmom, Moving on from all that, and then, screwed him over at Survivor Series, and they've had heat for years in the ring, So it always kind of coursing along, We'll see where that goes. But, I think we really had... Oh, Sami Zayn! Sami Zayn, let's get to him.
Man.
Wins the NXT title, loses it to KO. They have a blood feud. They're going to fight forever. Sami Zayn, with Shinsuke, like we just talked about, comes onto the main roster. Really just feuds with Kevin, and then didn't really do much. Feuded with Braun for a little bit.
And now we're back to feuding with Kevin, right?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
We're almost there, right?
Cammy?
Yeah, Cammy, I mean, it's feeling like it's heating up a little bit.
Heel Sammy's very entertaining.
Heel Sammy is entertaining.
He's just smiling and skipping around, doing that weird little dance.
I mean, am I the only one in the WWE universe that isn't happy for this again? I mean, I don't want to see Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, even after they've built up their friendship and lost it again. I'm just not really hot on that match.
My opinion was like they should have been on separate brands. Like why do they keep being on the same brand? It doesn't make any sense to me, you know?
Yeah, and the yup movement is tired. I think I'm the only
Yup.
one that's. I think I'm the only one that thinks that. Maybe.
I mean, like when it first happened, I was like, ha ha. Then I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, right. Like that was clever. All right, I'm done. I mean, is Daniel Bryan in the middle of this? Is he not? Is he gonna lace it up? Is he isn't? I mean, can he wrestle? Can he not? Is he
All
cleared
in.
by this? Is he all? I mean, what's going on? And then it is about them, right? I don't want to see a show that's about the management. I want to see a show that's about the talent, and we're not getting that in that feud. We're not even getting that in that storyline, and it's just starting to get tired to me, man. I don't know if I'm on the fence or if you're going to get a lot of hate mail for that, but you know, I'm just not hot on Sammy and KO right now. I'm more excited that John Cena is in the six pack. Let's just put it that way.
My boy, Big Match John, the franchise.
Oh, dude, he's got to go to WrestleMania, right?
John Cena, for the first time in 15 years, will not have a road to WrestleMania if he does not win the six-pack challenge.
Dude, would it be crazy if he didn't have a match? Would it just be nuts if he was like the host?
Hosted the ESPYs, why not? You know,
Yeah, why not, right? He just interjects himself into a match.
host like the Kids' Choice Awards.
You should go into WrestleMania without having a match, and that it should just be a surprise on that night.
He becomes Universal Champion.
Because there's no way that he wins at Fastlane, right?
No.
So how do they even put him in there? I mean, Rey Mysterio
He
rumors
takes the
aside,
pin.
right? Yeah,
Cena takes the pin.
for sure, right? Has to.
Yeah. I mean, he toyed with the whole Undertaker thing, which everybody lost their minds, and I'm like, it's not happening.
Not happening,
But,
right?
you know,
I would be down for that.
I mean, Taker doesn't need to wrestle anymore. It's done. Like, just let it be. Like, I'm okay.
I agree with you, but selfishly, I want to watch Taker wrestle anytime he does.
I know. Like, I've seen him live. It wasn't at a WrestleMania. It was at a Raw in the Oracle, like, '09 when he was in his later prime. That was awesome.
I mean, when 5-year-old me, the Undertaker is a god. He's my favorite. of
5-year-old
all
me,
time.
the Undertaker made me shit myself. Yeah, but, like, I mean, I'm okay with Mark Calloway not wrestling ever again. I'm fine. He laid down his hat and Cody descended down into the ring. Let's excuse the promo from Raw 25, and he just, it's over.
And to be completely honest with you too, Podfather, if Roman Reigns is truly the guy, it has to stay that way. It has to stay. The Undertaker's last match is against Reigns, because then Undertaker gave him the passing of the torch, gave him the rub on his way out the door, right?
It's his yard now.
It's
He's the leader of the locker room now.
Exactly, right? And so, I mean, for Roman Reigns to continue his legacy, that it has to be that way.
Yep. But going back to the whole John Cena thing, I like I said on the regular episode on Friday, I am a fan of this new John Cena. Like, his promos over the last couple of years have just been excellent. Like, he addresses the smart marks. He'll, like, say stuff that they say on the internet, like how he buries people and how he gets whatever he wants because he's John Cena. Then, like, in a promo, he said, I'm going to wrestle for the WWE Championship. Why? Because I'm John Cena. No, that promo we cut on Jinder said, you're wrestling me for the title. Hit the trumpets. That was funny.
Yeah, I mean, the horseshoe with the Miz and the
my
ring. I mean,
God, that
some of
was
my
so good.
some of my favorite stuff from John Cena in the last couple of years. I mean, there's nothing the dude can't do. The top rope AA last couple of weeks ago. I mean, we're just going on and on, right? The John Cena hit train is continuing to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to. Selfishly, I don't want to see him break Ric Flair's record.
I mean, that's not the actual record.
But yeah, right, the gimmick record.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen in storyline, and sooner or later. And John Cena's always relevant. I'm excited to see how it pans out, and the reason why I'm excited about John Cena right now, and especially at Fastlane, is I don't know how it's gonna pan out, right? Like, you can read as many dirt sheets as you want, but it's so up in the air, right? Where is John Cena really going to land? And I'm excited to hear that.
I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. How would, like, John Cena eventually, like, it's going to be over. He's going to hang up the Pumas and his jean shorts and
the Kmart shoes
and the Kmart shoes and his colorful T-shirts. Like, eventually, it is going to come to an end. How do you feel about that?
Wow, mixed emotions, right? My my love-hate relationship with John Cena has been a true one. I
Yeah.
don't think there's ever been that polarizing of a star. I think that people are still going to chant John Cena sucks 20 years from now when he's the general manager of Raw.
Dun, 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 dun.
And dude, he's awesome. He's gonna be in movies. He's gonna be I mean,
Making crappy animated films.
yeah, making crappy animated films. I'm ready for John Cena to do anything, and I'll see him wrestle anybody. And I would love to see him be that legend that really brings in the next group of talent, like he has been doing. Continue with the course with John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like when I was a kid, of course, I love John. I was a Cena kid. I was part of the C Nation. As I got older, becoming an adolescent, I'm like, I don't know. You know,
part of the Chain Gang?
I was part of the Chain Gang. I was part of the Chain Gang back in my day. But then, like, I was like 15. He was the champ. He was always the champ. I'm like, I don't know. CM Punk, that pipe bomb. I'm like, all right, I'm back in. That was at the time when I favored TNA over WWE. And that was, yeah, yeah.
Going for it there.
I know what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. But and then over the last like few years, like he's just really won me over. He's incorporated new moves into his style. He's like done suicide dives, hurricanranas. We did one suicide dive. He's done hurricanranas, crossbody off the top rope, springboard stunner.
Awesome, dude.
The pop up cutter now.
Always do the guy does a sunset flip like he's
Like he's on 205 Live.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like 265 Live, you know?
Totally. I think for me, when I was like, all right, I've always been all in on John Cena, but when I was really truly all in on John Cena was when he was running with the U.S. Championship belt and the Open
2015.
Challenge. Yeah.
Oh my God. Ambrose, Barrett, Stardust, and just tearing it up.
Just all of them. They were matches after matches. It got me excited to watch the product week after week. And anybody can pop a crowd when your music hits right from a cold open. It's John Cena.
I mean,
it always works.
The John Cena sucks is the new Kurt Angle you suck. There are some people in the crowd who do think he actually sucks, but like the rest of them, they're like, you know, it's a sign of respect. Like, we're happy to see you. It's like, I'll pop for John Cena anytime.
Anytime,
Like, as
right?
soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, even when the dude is not in the arena and somebody is dressed as John Cena, the whole entire arena will say John Cena sucks.
Oh yeah.
One of a kind talent. The band, right? Him and Roman Reigns need to fight more and more. Let's make it happen some more.
Oh yeah, that one was something interesting.
Yeah,
It was interesting.
They need to redeem themselves.
Yeah, I know they can. But I mean,
This ballet is getting upset here. We were talking bad about John Cena. Don't talk bad about John Cena around her. She gets really upset about that.
I mean, look at Jinder. He's kind of pretty. Look at that guy. Look at the Maharaja. All right. I mean, we've said a lot here.
Dude, I feel like we said too much.
I feel like we haven't said enough.
Hey, dude, thank you for talking with me, man.
Hey, man.
I hope I didn't embarrass myself to your audience. I hope my heel ballet here wasn't too annoying for the people out there.
It's fine, you
on
know.
the internet.
The listeners, they're cool. You know, they respect what we're doing here. You know, this is a wrestling podcast created by a wrestling fan for wrestling fans. That's what this is.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope to be on. And hope to be a better part timer than Brock Lesnar. Let's just say that for the Bullet Cast fans out there.
36 seconds. You gave me like 76 minutes.
Dude, I love it. I'm down to talk wrestling anytime.
All right, yeah, we can talk like Brock and that whole thing another time. We can talk like streaks ending. We can like recap an old Mania or an old wrestling pay-per-view. We could like talk about what are the worst wrestling pay-per-views. I thought it was going to be Great Balls of Fire. That thing turned out to be amazing.
That thing was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that I want to say about Brock Lesnar real quick and the work shoot on Roman Reigns. I know we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
But it's good that he wasn't there. I love the fact that he wasn't there. I don't mind the champion being a part-timer. Like, I think that's good. And I think if you're the champ, you dictate when you show up and when you want to do it. And they just need to work more of that into that character, and that'll liven up that Beast gimmick for sure.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a episode of the Bullet Cast. We were just shooting the breeze, you know. That's what this is.
Happy WrestleMania. Hopefully, Fastlane doesn't suck.
It's Happy Rusev Day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. crying out loud, and we didn't even talk about Rusev
Oh
Day.
my God, we didn't talk about Rusev Day. We'll get into that later. Yes, but happy Rusev Day. It's Mania season. It's my favorite time of the year. WrestleMania is my Christmas.
Hey, Kidney Candy Store, man. I can't wait for the next couple of weeks. I'm actually hanging out with my valet on my baby bonding time from work for the next 12 weeks. I took it for WrestleMania season just so I could be involved in the product as much as I can.
Oh, of course. That's how we got to do it. You know, start the next generation of fans. You know.
Oh yeah, hopefully. If she doesn't become a professional wrestler, I won't be that upset. Yeah, I'll be okay.
I'll give it about 15 years. She can walk me to the ring one day. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. As long as she just gets in there, I told her, I was like, hey, if you ever get into WWE, Daddy just wants to meet Triple H one time. Just
Bro,
just
I
one
gotta
time.
meet Vince.
Yeah,
I gotta. That's the one I gotta meet. That's
Right?
the one wrestling figure that I must meet.
It's Vince McMahon.
Oh, of course.
We've got to.
I gotta tell him thank you.
I told my wife that I said when Vince finally passes away, I'm gonna cry. And I don't even cry when my own grandparents die.
I don't think he's gonna die. Vince is a machine. 72 years old, taking headbutts. He's jacked, more jacked than the two of us. Like his definition, like he's more jacked than Jinder Mahal.
I believe it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Seriously, we're gonna wrap it up. We've got terrible. What'd you call her?
The terrible one.
The terrible one. You know.
Yeah, this valet, she's done.
She's done. She's all wrestled out for now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Bulletcast. See you guys next time. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
The culture